Hello everybody, my name is Jabberwocky, you are watching SLC, and today I thought I'd take a look at one of my favorite mods of all time for Skyrim, the Legend of the Toa mod. Now, the Legend of the Toa mod is very simple. It will eventually, hopefully, be a total conversion mod for Skyrim. Right now, however, it is a simple race plugin. Now, I say simple, it does have quite a bit of depth to it. Custom weapons, custom spells, and this nice little beginning quest to get you sort of acquainted with the new spells, powers, weapons, what have you. So, I have started a fresh game using the Skyrim Unbound mod. It is no longer activated. I deactivated all of my mods for this. This is going to be the only one on display here. So, this little area is going to be how you start the quest line in the Legend of the Toa mod. You get here by going... You get here by going to Riverwood, which you can get to from Helgen. Basically, once the dragon attacks, go to Riverwood, and then across the river there is going to be a little cave entrance. It's an unmarked location on the map, so you will have to look, but it does have a nice little sign outside of it. You enter, and then you are greeted with this quest, Becoming Toa. Now, the first marker will lead you to this book, which you will read. It's called Legend of the Toa. Read the book, you've learned more about that place. Find a way to become a Toa. Now, I will flip through the pages. If you are interested in reading it, please pause the video. So there's that nice little piece of lore for anyone who isn't caught up with the lore of the, Bionicle universe. Now, something quite interesting is the way to become a Toa is you activate the Nui Stone. Once you activate it, it will take all of your items. So if you're wearing any in-game like clothes, or if you have a sword that you don't want to lose, it takes care of that. It puts all of that in a chest. Right, now, nothing you do here affects what your Toa will look like, save for the gender. Male Toa have, I believe, a ball in the middle of their chest, while female Toa have the handpiece. For the sake of interest, I will go with the female Toa. Press X, name your character. I will name her Maunga. Toa of Stone. Maunga is the Maori word for mountain. Now, here is the most interesting part of this to me. Choosing your Toa's appearance. Now, you start by choosing your element, so I will be Toa of Stone. Then you can choose your basic color. There are usually somewhere between 3 and 5 basic colors, depending on who you pick and what element you pick. My basic color, which is going to be the primary color, is going to be I'm going to say tan. And my secondary color will be dark gray. Eye color, let's go with orange. And then, as if by magic, you become the Toa that you chose. It is quite an interesting transformation, and just the fact that it looks so good, like it almost looks like something straight out of one of the Bionicle movies. It's incredible to me. I do like that the 3D model seems to have been made with more or less actual parts that exist. Like the feet are a mashup of the old Bionicle feet and the Inika feet, and the upper arms are parts that I don't think exist. But other than that, it's fantastic. Now then, your wall of masks. take all of them so that I can read through their effects individually. Now, the Kanohi Akaku, the Great Kanohi of X-ray vision, gives you the Detect Life, Detect Dead ability. You can see enemies through walls. The Kanohi Hao, it gives you the ability to create a shield that absorbs all physical and magical damage for a short period of time. The Kikama gives you super speed. The Cow Cow gives you underwater breathing. The Miru allows you to fly. The Pukari gives you more carry weight, I believe, and more stamina. The Huna makes you invisible. The Komao allows you to assume direct control of things like animals, and it gives you more magical abilities. The Mahiki gives you better illusion capabilities. The Matatu gives you telekinesis, my favorite. The Rao allows you to barter better. The Mask of Night Vision gives you, well, night vision. And the Transparent Miru is exactly the same as the normal Miru, but it's a funny joke. Now, I will go with the Matatu, and I will drop the rest of these for the carry weight. Just because telekinesis can be useful. Now then, your armor. Also, whatever mask you pick immediately defaults to being your primary color. So then, I am currently a basic Bionicle. I don't have any armor on me besides my mask. So, you have long Mata hands, which are basically Liwa Mata's hands. They give you sort of the double finger thing. The basic Mata arm, this is the sort of Vahi arm, the end of that. The type A is the normal Toa Mata arm, flipped so that the wider end is going facing the bottom. The Mata arm type B is, I can't tell if this is the top part of the Mata arm or if this is supposed to be sort of like the Metru arm, but it's thinner. The type S is the Rakshi arm that we're also used to. The other kind of Mata hands are sort of what Tahu had, with just two axles sticking out instead of axles and then light gray pin axles. Mata leg type A is Metru legs. Mata leg type B, I can't quite tell what they're supposed to be. They look like maybe just slightly modified Metru legs. The thigh armor type A is Metru thigh armor. Thigh armor type B is modified Metru thigh armor. I do actually like the inclusion of sort of custom things. It gives it a very like mock sort of feel. The advanced boots are Pohatu's shoes, whereas the normal boots are normal shoes. The advanced boots give you extra stamina regeneration. I assume because if you were to do a Pohatu character, you would be running quite a bit. I'll go with the basic Mata shoes, the basic thigh armor, the Metru leg armor, the normal Mata arms, and the and no hand modification at all. I will then drop everything else. So there we have Maunga. I think that was her name. Now then, weapons. The weapons are quite interesting. There are sort of generic proto-steel, or there are sort of generic protodermis weapons over here. The claws, which replace your hands, the hooks from Gali, a battle axe, and a normal sword. This is just sort of generic weapons. So the battle axe is sort of a double-edged Liwa axe. It is quite short, which I do like. It gives it a very sort of tribal feel, which is just very nice to see. Then the hooks, which I will put in both hands so that you can see. They seem like rather effective weapons now that I think about it. They can get past shields and they can rip off masks. Well, in Skyrim, not many of the enemies wear masks, but you know what I mean. Then the sword, which is just, generic sword, but it's nice nonetheless. I like how it looks. And when sheathed, it sits quite far away from you because the hitbox isn't perfect, but what do you expect? Now then, the official stuff. Tahu's sword, Liwa's axes, Gali's hooks, Onua's claws, and Kopaka's sword and shield. So, Gali's hooks. They are essentially the same as the normal hooks, but they have an enchantment on them. The enchantment is to absorb 25 points of magicka from your opponent, so very useful for getting into fights with wizards. Kopaka's ice sword has an ice enchantment on it. It drains the opponent's stamina and makes them slow down. Very useful in a pinch. Next, Liwa's axe absorbs 25 points of stamina versus his battle axe. This is his normal axe, which is a hand axe. It's quite long in my hands. Versus battle axe. The battle axe has more attack, but is weaker than the one-handed variant. Or the battle axe does more damage, but the enchantment is weaker than the one-handed variant, which is weaker but has a stronger enchantment. Now we have Tahu's fire sword, which, very in layman's terms, deals fire damage to whoever is attacking you, and it looks badass. The colors are inverted though. The majority of the sword should be the red color with only the tips being orange, but I can forgive that just because of how awesome this sword looks. I mean, seriously, it is quite badass. And lastly, well, first, I suppose I should pick my weapons, and I think my weapons are going to be the fire sword. Actually, no. I'll do something interesting. My weapons are going to be Toa Liwa's axe and Kopaka's ice shield. And finally, the Turaga Staffs, which are quite interesting. The staves are probably my favorite addition in this mod. So, Matatu's Cow Staff. I'm not sure why it's called a Cow Staff. I think that might be a misnomer. This instills fear into creatures and people up to level 5. They flee from combat for 30 seconds. And it's a buzzsaw. I mean, seriously. It's awesome. Then Nokama's Trident, which unleashes a devastatingly powerful water attack on your opponents. Nuju's Ice Pick, which deals frost damage to your opponents. Onua's Hammer, which has no enchantment, but I believe it is two-handed, I'm not sure. Bakama's Fire Staff, which deals 60 points of fire damage to your opponents. And finally, Wanua's Drill, which does 7 points of damage within a 1 meter radius. Wanua's Drill is great. Look at this thing. You hold it like a staff, but it is a drill, so you deal damage to creatures and people directly in front of you by just impaling them, and I love this because you can just joust people with it. Like, it's fantastic. I believe I will keep it. So, getting rid of this, that, and this in favor of the drill. And that is all of the weapons and armor. There's a few more pieces in here, which just seems to be sort of beta testing things. Weapon versions of Onua's claws and the two-hand variants, as well as, I'm not sure what this is. It might just be the Bionicle book that was already on the table. As well as these. Book of Toa, Book of the Makuta. All of this you can read for yourself. There's also these nice little ornamental discs that don't really do anything, but they add some flavor to the environment. So then, that is all of this. What next can you do? I'm glad you asked. We go over to the Makuta stone over here with its big scary face, and activate it. Now, it takes you into the legendary Codex. This is the Codex. This place is quite large and filled with chorus for some reason. Now I need to make sure that my object fade is turned way up, so that I can see these things. Because the objective here is to find all of these light stones, and they are kind of difficult to find. They do glow, and that does help, but they are not the easiest things in the world to spot. Fortunately, visibility here is almost nothing. A mascot invisibility sure would help now, wouldn't it? Now this is kind of a boring little fetch quest, but the payoff for it is fantastic. So, I'm going to cut away here so that you guys don't get spoiled on where all of these lightstones are, because I will say it is pretty fair to have such a difficult quest, having to fight Chorus and get all of these lightstones, because the payoff, as you're about to see, is worth it. So I'm going to cut away so that I don't spoil the locations of all of the lightstones, and I will see you guys in just a second. Okay, once you've found all of the lightstones, all you need to do is go up to every single one of these podiums and place a lightstone in it. Once that's done, go back to the center, and you see it is all lit up. And because this is the Codex, yeah, this is my favorite part of the whole mod. The Toa are here! Yes! This is my favorite part of the entire mod, is that all of the Toa are here. You can make your own custom one because the rest of them already exist. Yes! Oh, this is so much nerdiness. It's so wonderful. Toa Packers, totally Toa Nua, Toa Padu, Toa Tahu, Toa Kaligana, yes! So they spawn, and they all sort of clutch the ground, and all you must do is activate one of the canisters. You appear back inside of this very special location with a Nui stone right here. Feel free to pick it up. I'm not sure that it does anything yet. Through this door. Ooh, another lightstone. Still not sure what all of this is. Maybe this will be a dungeon in the finished version. This is a early alpha, by the way. The people doing this are Russian, but the alpha of the mod is all in English, so no worries. And now, all you must do, if you would like to have a little buddy. Right, you can activate this. I suppose you have to have the Ruru in order to activate this. But if you would like to have a Toa buddy to help you along, all you do is
You might want to get dressed before leaving the house.
all you have to do is activate their canister.
Divine smile on you, friend.
And you can have them follow you! Yes! I'm sorry, this is literally the nerdiest thing, but it's so wonderful. It's magnificent. It makes me so happy that this kind of thing exists. It's great. So then, suppose you think to yourself, what if I don't want to be a Toa of Stone? Well, I will show you. All you have to do is go up to the Modanui Stone again, and pick any other element you'd like. So let's say I want to be a Toa of Earth. Main color black, secondary color violet, eye color red. And you are immediately turned into that other kind of Toa, whatever you want. So, I am quite happy as a Toa of Earth, Toa of Stone was simply so that I could show this off. But Toa of Earth with Tahu.
I've got your back.
I don't in fact need Tahu.
I'll head back
Go
home
away,
if you
Tahu.
need me.
Goodbye. But yes,
Need something?
this is all wonderful. And yes, there are these little etched tablets, and if you can read Matoran, then more power to you. Feel free to pause the video and read that if the render process hasn't killed all that pixel. But if you would like to read those, I believe all you need to have is the either the Komau or the Ruru, whichever one is the more translation. I'm sorry, I forget these things. But that is the Legend of the Toa mod, except it's not, because you see, there are also powers for each and every type of Toa. So, let's go through all the powers of every single type of Toa, one by one, just so you guys get a little bit of a taste of what this game is like. So, let us first spawn a willing test subject. Test subject spawned. Hello, test subject. Aw, you're being so mean. Alright. So, as a Toa of Earth, you possess 3 destruction spells. The first destruction spell is Clawed. Clawed is a very basic destruction attack. Basically, you focus on the enemy, you use it, they die. It's as simple as that, really. Then, moving on, you have Dirt Stream. Dirt Stream does exactly what it sounds like it does. Willing test subject, if you would so kindly come here, you use it, it drains the health until test subject dies. Pretty simple, really. Final test subject for Earth. The very last is Local Earthquake. This is quite the interesting one. Use it, and it triggers an earthquake. It ragdolls your opponent and drains their health. I believe it does more in the ragdoll department than it does in the health draining department, but still, it's good enough. It gets the job done. Those are the rather basic powers of a Toa of Earth. Kind of, a little boring, but it's workable. Next up is Stone. So, as a Toa of Stone, you have, I think, some of the best powers. Yes, I hear you already, so eager to start. First up is Boulder. Does take a while to charge. It's basically a shotgun blast of boulders. Let's do that with no target. Let's say hit the tree. Like I said, shotgun blast of boulders, and it is a lot of fun. The next power that a Toa of Stone has is Rock Stream, very similar to Dirt Stream. Test subject. If you would just stand there for a little bit, you use the Rock Stream on them, they die. Simple, effective. Final test subject. Let's get our magic out. Small boulder. This is my favorite because it's, well... Can we get that again? Again. Whew. Oh, hello. Oh, I missed. It's just the tiniest little... Oh my god, it's great. It's wonderful. Oh yeah, it's my... Just pelt them with the rocks. Alright, that's the Toa of Stone done. Whew. Next up, Toa of Air. My favorite, personally. Yeah, I know, Tahu, shut up.
Good morning.
So, oh, hi, Tahu. You may want to get out of here. Okay, so, let us have a see of what the Toa of Air could do. And the Toa of Air actually has some fantastic abilities. First up, Air Blast.
Never should have.
So you liked Fusroda, huh? Well, imagine being able to do it constantly. Oh my god. Oh, you want a piece? Doesn't work on ragdolls, unfortunately, but oh my god, does it work on living people. Oh, it's so fantastic. Next up, Air Cyclone, which is basically exactly what it says. You put it on the ground, it makes a tornado. Very simple destruction. Sticks around for a little bit. Does some damage over time. Useful. Next, Airstream, which you guys are going to be very familiar with. It's just basic destruction. Where you at? There you are. Basic destruction, but this time, because it's air, it staggers. Can you see why being a Toa of Air is my personal favorite in this mod? It's just, you feel so powerful. Yeah! Edified. Being a Toa of Air personally is my favorite. You don't feel underpowered at all. If anything, you feel overpowered, but it's so good. Right. And now, let's see. Oh, Ruthless Power of Air. Okay, so we might need a few test subjects, so let's just put this number up to, say, 20. Hello, wolves! Let's equip Ruthless Power of Air, and... Yes! Oh god. It's so good. The ragdoll. The ragdoll! Oh, it's so good. Oh, who wants a piece? Who wants a piece? I hear you. Where you at? Oh, there you are. So, dude. You done? You done. You done. Ah. It's wonderful. So, that's Toa of Air. Very fun. So next up...
Feeling sick? Yes.
Shut up, Tahu. So next up, Toa of Ice. Now, as a Toa of Ice, you have a pretty decent repertoire of okay weapons and spells, such as Frost Breath, which I am a huge fan of. Next up, Frostbite, which is already in the game, so it needs very little explanation. Just normal ice spell. Then Ice Form, which I'm a huge fan of. Oh, come at me, wolf. Come at me. Oh! Who's a cute little puppy? Who's a cute little puppy? It does no damage, but it freezes your opponent solid, and it's for the hilarity. Also pinging them off into space. Goodbye, wolf. Aw, you won't be missed at all. Oh, I love these willing test subjects. They're so happy and eager to let me destroy them with all of my Toa spells. Ice Spike, which is just Ice Spike. You know the drill. It's a spike. It's made of ice. Ignore the fact that I whiffed 3 times. That was the first time. But even though those are some pretty basic destruction spells, the real power of the Toa of Ice comes from Ice Blizzard. Now, let's get some more willing participants and use this power. And oh my goodness, if you don't fall in love with this mod just by using this power, then I don't know what will make you like this. This is Ice Blizzard! Holy crap! It kills everything! Everything dies! Nothing is spared. You're spared. You were supposed to prove my point that everything dies. Everything dies. 20 wolves just ate shit because of that power. You need more proof? Here, let's have another 20. Let's have more Ice Blizzards! Everything dies! You remember that scene in the Mask of Light movie where Jala and Takua come across that field of bow rocket where all frozen solid? I like to think that Kopaka used that power on all of them. Look at the just wolf bodies falling down the stream. Oh, it's so wonderful. Oh, that's the Toa of Ice. Now then, Toa of Water. Now, as a Toa of Water, you have an okay repertoire. For destruction, water spray. Very simple, you've seen it before. Wind blast, earth stream, stone stream, or dirt stream, whatever it was called. It's basically the same thing, just simple destruction for use with Toa. No assembly required. Which is weird because it's Bionicle. Next up, you have Water Volley, which is a much more powerful version. Now you have Water Ball, which is, as it says, it's a ball of water. Just sploosh it right in the face of a wolf, and he somehow is hurt by it. Not sure how, but, you know. Sploosh! I'm gonna catch it in my mouth. I'm gonna catch it in my mouth. I'm gonna catch it in my mouth. Oh, it's gone. Okay. Now, the Toa of Water has Clear Sky from Rain, which you might think is a little weird, you know, it's just clear skies. However, the Toa of Water has Storm, which is terrifying. Let's get into Riverwood to show you what Storm does. Okay, so there's a well-populated area. Let's populate it a little more with some of our favorite test subjects. Now, let's use Storm. Everything staggers, the sky turns gray. And lightning rains down upon everything! It is the best, most badass ability in the whole game. Lightning kills everyone. Let's have some more. More carnage for the sky! Everything dies to the power of lightning and rain. Everyone is killed. No one is spared. This mod makes you feel so ridiculously badass. It's not even funny. It's just awesome. Oh, get out of my way. I need not deal with you and your petty foolery. I have better things to do. This is about where that special ability of yours comes in. Alteration, Clear Sky from Rain. And everything's fine. Everything's peaceful and nice and calm. Oh, but it's back! Ah, goodbye, Rain. Oh, how I love you. Oh, hello, little child.
I'm getting out of here.
Goodbye. You feel so awesome with this mod. And now, for the pièce de résistance, Toa of Fire. Oh, hello, Hold Guard. You're slightly mad at me? Oh, that's Faendal, isn't it? Alright, Faendal, if you want to be a test subject. Toa of Fire has no alteration spells, but he does have destruction spells. Fire Breath, which is Fire Breath. You know what you're getting into with that. Then, I'm not sure what this is called. It's got an error in the name. Like I said, this is an alpha. But it is a blast of fire that does 25 points of damage. Now, because Faendal offered so nicely to be our test subject, I assume we'll just use him. Oh, it won't be a dead body for long, child. Don't worry. Resurrect. There we go. Hello, Faendal. Alright, so, blast of fire. It is, very simply, a blast of fire. It does 25 points of damage per second. Something like that. Oh, would you go away? Goodbye. Alright, Faendal. No rest for the wicked, as they say. Next up is this. A gout of fire that does 8 points of damage per second. It's just fire. Whatever it's called. It's the fire destruction spell. Yeah, just die. Just goodbye. But yes, that's just the fire spell. Nothing special about it, just fire. Finally, Fire Blast, which we will take our test subjects out for. Hello, test subjects. Goodbye, test subjects. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful! So, I have now shown off every type of Toa, as well as all the powers. And I pose a question. Would you like to see a completes of one of the main quest lines of this game from me as a Toa? The comment section would get to decide what kind of Toa, what element, I mean, as well as which quest line. The quest lines would be the Civil War campaign, the Dragonborn campaign, the Dawnguard campaign, or the main campaign. Please decide in the comments the most liked campaign will be the one that I choose, as well as the most liked element. However, if you have a reason, as in an explanation, for why I should be one element over another, I will happily listen. Just remember to comment. On that note, thank you all so much for watching. My name has been Jabberwocky. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to SLC for more content. And as always, I am in your browser history forever.